Hi everyone, and welcome to your second NEAT challenge. So as a quick reminder, NEAT is all of the movements that we do throughout the day that is outside of exercise. Literally just me standing here, moving my arms around, the fact that I'm standing rather than sitting, it all contributes to our NEAT, our non-exercise activity. All right, so what you want to do if your goals are fat loss or weight loss is to make sure that you're increasing your NEAT. Most people think that to increase your NEAT, you have to just get out there and walk. Well, yes, walking is a great way to increase your NEAT, but it's not the only way. That's why I have these NEAT mini challenges within your fitness challenge to help you drive your NEAT up without having to get outdoors. So for today, I want you to focus on a little bit of mobility. All right, so let's get some movement throughout the day, but let's make it a little bit more functional and let's work on that mobility. Mobility is what we should be working on outside of our workouts. We do this on the dynamic warm-ups on all of the strength training workouts that I create for you to basically work on increasing our range of motion, better movement, open up our bodies, work on any muscle imbalances, so that when we get to our workouts, our strength training portion, we move well and correctly. So today we've got 5 mobility exercises, and what I want you to do today is about every other hour, once per hour, go through one or all of these exercises. Take a couple minutes to yourself and make sure you do it throughout the day to spread that movement. This is a great routine that you can do a couple times a week to help you feel better, and you will notice an improvement in those strength training workouts. So what you're going to need for equipment today to be able to do these is for one of the exercises, I've grabbed my broomstick. So I've taken off the actual broom head part of it, but basically you need like a pipe. A broomstick is great. A resistance band will work, but it's not as great for this one. So go ahead and grab this. I'm sure you all got one. And then I also have my resistance band here. So I have my 10-pound dump or my 10-pound resistance band, and I have it hooked to my desk because it's a sturdy post, and I have it close to the ground. We're going to be laying on the floor to be able to utilize this one. So, okay, go ahead and grab your stuff. And let's get started. For our very first exercise, we're gonna come back to the back of our mat, and we're gonna start out by going from child's pose into downward dog. This is to start getting some movement into our bodies and open up those hips, get some movement in. So bend on over at those hips, walk on out to a plank, drop the knees to the floor, flatten those feet, and then sink back into a child's pose. Then after one breath, come on back up, bring your hips up to a downward dog. If when you're up here, you can stretch your calves by lifting one heel at a time off the ground. After a breath or two here, go back to child's pose and simply take your time with it. Determine where you are at today and do as slowly or as quickly as you want. So you can stay up at the top of your downward dog, or stay at the bottom of your child's pose, or simply keep flowing through it. The goal for you, however, is to do 5 of each and then move on to the next exercise, which from there we're going to do inchworms or plank walkouts. So similar movement where we start at the back of our mat and then we walk it on up to a plank and then back up. Big stretch in the back of those legs as you come on up and down. Now, if you want to add a little extra when you come on down here, drop on down to the ground and then come up to like a cobra pose. This adds a lot of stretch to that core. Whew. All right, so do anywhere from 5 to 10 of those. Move slowly, move carefully. You'll feel your body is starting to open up. After that, we're gonna grab that broomstick, and generally this is done at the gym with a PVC pipe, so it's called a PVC pipe pass. But you're gonna hold it in front of you in this manner. So notice that my hands are not on my shoulder width. They're wider, they're shoulder width apart. And then we're going to lift overhead, rotate, and bring it down. All right, especially if you're somebody who sits down at a desk all day long, this might be a little bit more difficult for you to do, but I want you to really, really work on this one to open up that shoulder, those chest, get mobility in there. It's a phenomenal exercise, very difficult. And for any of you that have done my upper body pull workouts, you will see a great improvement by adding this to your routine. So again, do anywhere from 5 to 10 of those. If you want to begin with some arm circles and shoulder circles, if you're feeling particularly tight, do that first and then do these PVC pipes pull throughs. Again, this is one of the best upper body mobility exercises out there. So let's put this on down, and then we're gonna come back to our yoga mat again, and we're gonna do the world's greatest stretch. So we're going to walk on out to a plank, bring one foot up here, then take your front foot and bring it outside of both of your hands. That inside elbow that's close to your leg goes on down to the floor, rotate your torso, and then up. When you're at the top of this position, try to get your arms stacked one on top of the other and full rotation through that torso. All right, other side looks like this. Switch legs. Bring that front foot outside of your legs. Elbow comes to the ground and rotate. So if you've ever done any of my workouts, you know that I like to add this exercise on any day that we do squats in particular. Phenomenal exercise. You can feel it right here on that outer thigh, really opening those glutes up. Come out of that one by coming into a plank. Drop the knees. Last but not least, we're gonna stay down here on the ground, lay on our backs. And now we're going to grab onto this resistance band that we set up here. So I'm gonna slide forward a little bit to make sure that I have a little bit of resistance when my hands are fully extended overhead, inching away like a worm. Another option, instead of sliding over, if you don't have much space, is to simply grab your resistance band at a higher point to create a little bit of tension when your hands are fully overhead. All right, now what we're going to do is some band pull throughs. So grab onto your resistance band, and then you're going to, keeping your arms straight, but elbows should not be locked, pull that resistance band completely overhead. We're not trying to create a ton of resistance. That's why I'm using my 10-pound resistance band. This is simply about mobility and working on that range of motion. So again, if you've done any of my pull upper body workouts, so pulling exercises, this is going to be another phenomenal exercise to help you with that range of motion. Again, anybody that sits at a desk most of the day, you should also be incorporating this into your routine regularly. When you sit down at a desk all day, it becomes very difficult to be able to lift your hands fully overhead and keep them there. So this is a great one. As you bring your arms behind you, it simulates that standing position, but your back isn't arching because you're laying on the floor. So you can work on that core stability with your arms up. So with this exercise, do about 10 to 15 reps for some good work in there. And that was it. Those are your 5 exercises. So again, try to incorporate those today throughout the day. That's your challenge. And for better results, just do this mobility workout like twice per week. You will see vast improvements during your strength training workouts in that range of motion. And honestly, in everyday life, you'll just feel much better, less tight overall. All right, good job, everybody. I'll see you for the next workout. Bye.